Yes, yes. Iceberg's the name.
It's your power that saves lives.
My name is Santana over here at DJIceBergCom. I'm going to be conducting this Before the Fame interview with you on tonight. I hope your night is going amazing. It's the day after the election, so it's very intense.
Forgot to wear my voting sticker.
Mine is sitting on the dresser right now. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. So you're a native of Maryland. I've never been to Maryland before a day in my life, but I know a lot of people tend to make fun of the Baltimore accents.
Yeah. But,
so what was it like growing up in Maryland to you?
it was good. I mean, I would say it's very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of the election and things that are going on right now, it's not like a lot of racism or things like that. Everybody's very diverse. It's all different types of people. So it's very progressive, I guess.
Okay.
It's kind of boring at times. It's really much to do. There's the White House and stuff, but I never actually went, to be honest.
Never?
No.
That was more like a tourist thing, I think.
No, it is, but I wanted to go when, Obama was in there, but now, yeah.
Kind of cancel the plans now.
Right. So, yeah, that's Maryland.
What about like your neighborhood that you grew up in?
Sorry about that. Somebody called me.
So what about the neighborhood that you grew up in? What was that like for you?
It was good. I mean, I was like the last generation to still play outside and things.
Mm-hmm.
So we played outside. I had my little friend or whatever. She lived in the apartment on the lower floor, and I was on the high floor. So we would just go up and down, go to each other's houses, that type of stuff. It was good.
That's awesome. I mean, nobody plays outside anymore, so I think, yeah. And I'm like way before that generation, so no, nobody goes outside anymore at all. We don't know nothing about sitting outside. Everybody meet up at a spot, and everybody ride their bikes, and the ice cream truck comes, or anything like that. So I think that inside video games has definitely take over a lot of our lives.
TikTok and all that stuff.
Very, very much. Everybody's inside. If they go outside, they're probably making videos. So let's get into like your music side. I know that I would say that you grew up in the church. Faithfully, heavenly. I think a lot of singers, grew up in the church, and some of them take the gospel side, some of them go into the R&B side of things. It's either or, but they're always originated back to the church. So what would you say was it like growing up for you when it comes to music side inside of the church?
It was good. It was very family involved. I used to go to DuPont Church, and all of my family would go. We would sit together and everything, like my grandfather, my grandma, my aunts, uncles, my mom. We would all be in the same little area. And my whole family sings. They all sing together, actually. And so I grew up around a lot of music and things. In the church, I had my first solo in the children's choir. The basic story.
Yeah, I know the experience because I had it too. Scared to death, shaking.
Right.
Hoping to not mess up, and everybody's like, "You got it, baby. Take your time. You got it." And then start clapping. They ain't even did nothing. I'm just holding the mic. So when did you decide that you wanted to take your music seriously?
Well, I knew I always wanted to sing. I knew I always wanted to sing. That was always my dream. Like, if you asked me as a little girl, that's what I would say I wanted to do. but I started taking it serious, like going to the studio, things like that, around 18. So a couple of years ago. How old am I? A couple years ago.
Like, how old am I? Like, how do you forget your age?
I don't know. I be gone sometimes. But yeah. So yeah, around 18, I started working with my manager. He was actually a mutual friend of my mom's. And he was doing a talent show or something for his job. And he said that something just told him, like the Holy Spirit told him to call me or call my mom and ask if I could sing. And so she was like, yeah. And she sent him a video of a song that I have performed at church, like recently or whatever. And so he was like, oh, like she can actually sing. And he called me and asked me to be my manager. And it was funny because during that time, I was singing with Washington Performing Arts, Children of the Gospel. And I was doing a lot of things like music-wise, like singing and such. And I was like, we might need to get a manager because my mom was driving me back and forth, all these performances and choirs and all types of things. And so the fact that he came at that time, it was like perfect timing. But yeah, that's how I got connected with him. And then we started working with a lady named Shannon Wright. And she got me into writing songs. Basically, she was just like, go home and write a song. And I mean, it was weird because I didn't know that I had that gift. And all she had to do was literally go tell me write a song. And I was like, I gotta write a song because when I come back, you know, that was my homework.
Right.
And so I wrote it, and it's my song Abundantly, which is out right now, Here for a Reason, all those things. So yeah, that's how I got started writing. And I worked with her a little bit, and from there, it just spiraled into now.
So what would you say is like, what was your experience like when you first stepped into a studio and it was like, I'm about to record a song that's mine. Help me do this without being nervous.
Yeah. So the first song that I recorded was actually not my song. Well, it was my song because it was written for me, but it was before I started writing, before I wrote that song. And so it was like, it was uncomfortable because I didn't really know the song that well. And I was kind of like reading it and singing at the same time. And having to make it sound like that's not what I was doing.
Then how did that turn out?
It was, I mean, the song is out there, Save Me. And so yeah, that's the song. And it was interesting. Like hearing yourself in the mic is very clear and you can hear every little thing that you do. You're breathing, everything. And so it really makes you mindful of how you are singing and your breaths and just the way you move your mouth, everything.
Right.
Because it catches all of that. And so hearing myself, I was like, but everybody seemed to be, you know, impressed with what I did, and being that it was my first time and everything, I was like, okay, well, maybe I could do it. It sounded interesting to me, but to other people, I guess it was.
I mean, it's doing good. I mean, you're still going. So they didn't tell you, oh, I mean, you're just a great live performer, but in the studio, it's like, Briana, I don't know now. But I mean, it's doing great as of right now. You know, you speak of, you know, Here for a Reason, the EP that you dropped last year, to be exact. You know, this is like the introduction to who Briana Rae is. You know, and when you are introducing yourself to someone for the first time, like if you were to play one song off of your EP or any song that you ever released or anything, which song would you play as a first impression and why?
That's hard. It's hard because I'm the type of artist that likes to play with genres. So I do gospel, but I play with genres within gospel. So I might do a little hip hop. I might do some R&B